Government released its monthly report on inflation. That's the Consumer Price Index, released it just this morning.
CBS News business analyst Jill Schlestinger joined us now to break down those results. Jill, let's jump right in. Great to see you as always. What did the May data show us?
It was kind of a boring report, and this is a case where boring is really beautiful because we didn't see a big surge in inflation. The inflation rate increased a little bit during the month, and for the year, for the last 12 months, it's up by 2.4%. Again, a slight increase from the previous month, but not a big one, 0.1%. And when we look at core prices, which pull out food and energy, we see prices up 2.8% from a year ago. That's where it's kind of been for the last few months. So energy prices down over the last year, food prices up, and shelter prices kind of coming in a little bit better, so that rate of increase coming down. Again, boring is beautiful. I don't want to see a surge in inflation.
Okay, boring is beautiful, but what's your sense about how people are feeling about the prices? Because we've gone up and down and back and forth on the tariffs.
Okay, so here's my guess about where people are. First of all, when we have these sentiment indexes, you hear about consumer sentiment, it's really terrible. We complain a lot, but when the Federal Reserve actually asks people very specifically, where do you think the inflation rate's going to be in a year, or in 3 years, or in 5 years? Our expectations have come down pretty dramatically. So I think we're a little less spooked by these tariffs and the inflation that the tariffs could actually spark. And I think that that's important because the results are broad-based. They were across age and education and income groups. And I think it probably explains why people are feeling okay about spending money in the economy. As long as you have a job, even if you're a little worried that tariffs are going to increase prices, you're not basically changing your habits. And that's what inflation does to a lot of people. It will change our spending habits.
Well, okay, so let's forecast. Let's look to the end of the year. Do you think that'll stay the same towards the end of the year, the last quarter?
Well, let me be clear that I have a dusted off, beautiful ball that looks into the future. And so it's ready to go. All right. My crystal ball is clear. Okay, so who knows, but this is what I can glean. I talk to economists all the time, right? And they say, let's presume we've got universal 10% tariffs on all of our trading partners, 30% or so for China. Let's say that's maintained throughout the end of the year. If that's the case, we're likely to see a rise in that core inflation rate by a little bit more than 0.5%. So we go from 2.8, 2.9, where we are now, up to 3.5%. Not terrible, but it would be an increase. So I think we should brace for that, but it will be nothing like that summer of 2022.
All right. Jill Schlesinger, as always, we appreciate it. You can see Jill regularly, CBS Mornings and the Evening News. For more analysis, go to JillOnMoney.com.